So basically, this is just our opinion. We're Africans, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. But we're gonna say that we're not saying any race is bad, or we're not saying anything wrong about any race. It's just where we're coming from. It's our upbringing, and this is what we've been accustomed to. This is what we know. So, our viewers, we're not trying to say this is right, this culture is better than this. We're just saying this is what we're used to. So, thank you. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, Africans in Diaspora, and we have just one new face actually, and she's kind of like my daughter, but
you can yell at it.
yeah, and she's Kemi, that's her there. See, we look alike. And today we have like an interesting topic for you guys. It's about dating from a different race or culture. And the question that I have for you guys is, can you date someone from a different race or culture? And Jennifer, I think you should go real close to me.
Okay. Well, I think for me it's more that my mom I'm hearing my mom in my head actually. It's not psycho, just that I'm hearing my mom's words in my head because before I left Nigeria, she was like, no, nobody else but Nigeria. So I guess I'm still hearing her. So I don't think I can actually, unfortunately, date someone that is not Nigerian just because I don't think it will go far. So I don't want to waste my time. That's just for me. And in terms of race in terms of ethnicity, yes, ethnicity in Nigeria, right? Yeah. Well, I think I can date anybody from Nigeria, I guess. Maybe not
from the north.
Yeah.
Take no.
No offense. No offense.
First off.
Catch outside.
Seriously, no offense.
How about that?
It's just because I know, like, when you're dating at this age right now, you should be thinking about the future, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there will be a future if I go for someone in the north, but I think there might be a future if I go for someone from the west, like a Yoruba person.
Yoruba boys winning.
Hold on now. I have an ex of actually a Yoruba guy.
Winning.
So, and it's not that. I think I can date.
No demons, no Yoruba demons.
Yeah, of course.
Angels.
Of course.
Yeah, angels, no.
But yeah, to answer the question, I don't think I can really date. Yeah, I don't think I can date someone.
Long and short.
Yeah, that is not Nigerian.
Okay.
I'm open to any race or ethnicity.
Even though it gets to marriage level?
Yeah, I'm open to it. I think it's easier for a guy though, to be open to dating outside of
Just ethnicity or race?
Race or ethnicity.
Me, I don't mind dating any race, any ethnicity. My mom doesn't mind, but my dad, he won't even let me marry out of the north in Nigeria. So it's quite hard to even make that decision on my own. So, first of all, I might not in any form or case date anybody from a different race, but at the worst case scenario, I'll date from another ethnicity.
I think race is like a no-no. For me, it's not as if I just want to say a no-no, but my upbringing is not really diverse to that level. Even ethnicity is like, it's when you grew, when we now grew up, parents started accepting that. I mean, they started seeing diversity, even their friends are like, it's now like Yoruba and Igbos are getting married. Nobody wants to really be with themselves again. Everybody's now being diverse, but that race is too deep. It's too deep. But ethnicity is like fine, yeah.
I feel like I'm open to it, but growing up, my parents were like, you know what? As long as he's a God-fearing person, it's fine. As I've grown older, it's like, well, as long as and as we've been growing older, it's like, okay, so maybe, it's easier if the person is Nigerian. And right now, it's like, okay, you probably should be thinking the person should be more Yoruba,
They're narrowing it down for you.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. But personally, I feel like, no, it doesn't really matter.
Whitney, our one and only Cameroonian.
I can't.
Cameroon Kwenu.
Not Queen.
Thank you. I can do it to a certain extent. So, for example, like I can date, because I know that some African nations are not that dissimilar, so I can do it to a certain extent. But not Western, not Indian, not also,
Yeah.
not Asian.
So
Like, it's not
race-wise,
shade. There's only one race,
it's difficult,
the human
right?
race. But
Whoa! Getting technical.
in terms of like where you're from, only because not because I have anything against it, but I just feel like the amount of extra effort that you have to put in to learn about your stuff. When it starts going outside of Africa, it's a bit hard for me. Some people can do it. Some people grew up here and they can do it, but I didn't grow up here, so I can't. Like it's not that easy.
So on to the next question.
What's that?
No, yeah. We need to now discuss this though, because
discuss.
Yeah.
Because-
Which time are
I
you
need to
discuss?
give my opinion.
yeah, you go to
That's
it.
true, sir. We never talk, sir.
Let's move so that I will not catch you.
Well,
Catch me
from
outside.
my own perspective, I would say I'm fine with dating to an extent a particular race. There are some
What is the particular?
set of
We're waiting for this answer.
Like I can date an American, I can marry an American, but when it comes to like Asia and like South America,
Really?
I have a question. Like I have a question right now. And I will have to come out because sorry, but we have to say yes. I have to like talk because she's dating an American. Are you saying you can date an American because you are in it, or like
No.
If he was just out there, if it was not okay, Canadian, you can't date a Canadian.
no, understand me.
No, I have to understand.
I think they're not American.
No, what I'm saying is I'm fine with dating, even if I was in Nigeria, even if I wasn't in North America or whatever, I'm fine with dating an American. I'm fine with dating basically a white person, so to speak, a Caucasian as it is, but not from Asia. So I have a specific race that I can.
So Asia is
Outside of
So that's my
yeah.
preference.
I have
that's
a
my
question though.
preference.
Like,
That's
so
what
is there any particular reason, if you don't mind me asking?
yes.
I just like I think to an extent I understand their own culture, so I don't have to, like Whitney was saying, it takes an extra effort, so I don't have to go through that extra effort to understand somebody. And like I kind of understand the American
How?
Western culture. That's
So, okay.
So
Okay, so I guess what I want to ask is, so you can date, for example,
Yeah.
North America.
Yeah.
Can you marry?
yes, I can marry, and I think my parents are fine with it. To an extent, my parents are fine with it. Although, however, apparently, my father has said it that my children are not going out of the country when they want to marry. And my mother has said it that I cannot marry somebody from the eastern part of Nigeria or even the north. No shade. But it's just we have like the eastern part. There are things that we have experienced that have made up my mom to say that she doesn't want any of it. She's like, no.
I say no.
It's not that I'm not coming for the wedding or you are disowned. No.
They would rather.
They would rather not.
Yeah.
So, like in that instance, I can only date someone from the west, from the western part of Nigeria. I can't even date someone from my place or marry somebody from my place. That's what I'm saying. So it's either from the western part of Nigeria or some specific aspects of the south. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my mom, to an extent, is fine with me dating or getting married to an American.
So I mean, it sounds like we all have like influences from our
parents.
Yeah.
when it comes
Play a
to
huge
choice
role.
of a partner.
Because they have a say, right? Like, I think it has to do with the upbringing, like you said,
And I feel no matter how old you are, you can't be.
You
more
have to
experienced
say,
than-
mommy, okay, I don't care about you. I'm
No,
marrying
it's-
this person, whether I like it or not.
I mean, it's our upbringing. We don't like
it's
talk
in your
back at our
head.
parents.
It's in, like your voice is there, like, no.
I have a question. Now that you put those limitations on West, East, North,
Yeah.
what does it really benefit your dating experience? Does it like?
That's a very good question.
Because now that you're used to just being with your people.
I'll just take a go at it. I think part of why they always limit these things is that their experiences that they've been through. They don't want you to go through it. They don't want to know if like our parents tell you, see, you won't start that love. Like they're limiting it now, so you won't come and tell them back that the love has gone far. Don't let it. Like she said, Eastern parties. Like if you go, my mom is just going to like wash her hands. Just go north. She will even go with the north than the east, and this is because of experiences she has been through.
Yeah.
My family members have been through that. It's not as if them say like
Now I feel like
it's a
what I'm
hearsay.
saying is when I said north, people did not shout.
No, that's it.
Let me tell you why people concentrate more on the north as in no. First of all, that's where Boko Haram is.
Yeah.
And to make it worse, it's from my state. And the thing is, shade to your state. And the thing is, the northern part of Nigeria has the highest population of Islam.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody knows Islam will not marry out of their religion because they don't believe in having relationships with anybody that is not Islam.
Yeah, but back to this question, then. How has all these limitations that you go into any relationship with, how does it
benefit you?
The quality of the relationships you've had so far? I mean,
I think it's just like all these things also depends on the person. It's one thing to say you can date from a particular race, culture, or you can get married from a particular culture. It's another thing for that person to be an embodiment of that particular culture. Because, like for me, I would say dating someone from the Yoruba person or someone from the western part of Nigeria, I would say it benefits me because I am the kind of person that I like intertribal marriages because I feel like my children should learn a lot of languages. Aside from that also, I grew up in the West, so I already know the basic culture of the Western people. I understand that, and I think in our communication, I already speak Yoruba. So like, there is you cannot cost me that I will not hear what you are saying.
but it sounds like you just contradicted yourself. You like intertribal marriages.
When it comes to the West,
but you don't like certain tribes. I think our parents bring their prejudices
Inbuilt. Yes, it's
and they pass it on to the children.
Generation to generation.
I think that the world has changed.
Yeah.
Now,
Sorry to cut you short. I don't really see like the world has changed per se because at the end of the day we're still Africans or we're still Nigerians or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You still have that cultural upbringing, right? Like let's say mother-in-laws, right? They have different cultures of doing things. Like from the east, I have different way of doing things. Like how do we amalgate, right?
Amalgamate.
Thank you. How do we join? Okay, amalgamate, right? How do we join those cultures together? And because marriage, we always say marriage, my marriage. Yes, it's true in the beginning you're in love and everything. Yes, but what about when the love isn't as strong as it used to be?
Yeah.
When there are issues in the home, right? So how do we, as cultural
exactly.
You would have to be able to solve.
No, but because our parents have
Now
gone
you are
through all
now
that.
assuming that because we marry from two different places, automatically when we have a problem, we jump to that.
But that is how our culture is, unfortunately,
Okay, but now-
right? Because they say,
now-
yeah, for the Igbos,
How
like,
about
if you
that?
say East, people from Imbise, for example, they had that stigmatization.
How
They
now
had
that
that.
things have changed, now that here's my question. Now that let's say you marry a white person, you're not in Nigeria, you don't live in America, you live in a neutral place. How about that now?
how about that?
Are you not in Nigeria? They tell you those forces, they don't stop in the border.
No, now you're bringing to GT. No, but
No,
really,
like it's the mentality that you got from your parents. And I agree, but I just mean not everything from your culture or tradition is good. Do you understand? There's some things
But the
that
thing
you-
is,
Yeah.
if you're living, you marry a Caucasian, you are Yoruba, there's a very huge difference in terms of how we deal with things, respect and all of that.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say at Christmas he's supposed to
Mommy
call
comes
your
home.
parents or something, just those little things that he doesn't do.
Eka
It's gonna
Roma.
cause friction between both of them.
Okay.
Because to them it's
But-
like,
but-
Wait, what
but
if,
to answer
wait,
that
let me
too-
answer that to an extent. What if you're able to introduce your culture into that person's life and the
not
person
easy.
is willing
It's
to
not easy.
accept it?
But
It's not easy.
That person
It's not easy, but it's like,
It's not change because in any relationship,
Because there is one.
Sometimes it looks as if you are imposing. No, it's ordinary ethnicity. Even
like now, for example, a Caucasian. Sorry, it looks like I'm hijacking this whole thing. But sorry,
No,
but
no,
it's like as in, like for example, now like the Nigerian or African culture is like you greet your parents, right? Like you kneel down or you bury mole and stuff like that. How like a Caucasian person, for example, is not going to do that. It's not their upbringing. You're now telling them every time they have to say "sir,"
They can't-
to them, like they feel like
You're imposing it.
yourself.
That's
No,
what
if
They cannot do it. Then you can't be that person.
She's taking it another way. If they can't do it, you can't be that person. That means you're now making your culture to
Yes.
What if the person?
To an extent, you need to be able to accept that person's culture.
the
as
person
well.
will feel
That's the only
marginalized.
way two different
I
cultures
feel-
can work together.
Okay.
You have to accept each other's culture.
I
when
have-
you're
Yeah.
with my parents, behave like my culture and treat them like
I don't think it's
you
you
might show
changing
them.
the person.
Yes.
no, you change it.
You don't have to change the person.
But people,
Yes.
see, I'm telling you, people don't think the way you're thinking.
Wait.
Here's one thing you guys are not acknowledging, whether it's respect or not. I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a time when Obama went to Japan or something, and he bowed to their prime minister or whatever. And America made that a huge deal. And they're like, why is he bowing down? Like, what kind of things? How can the president of the United States do that? It's something similar. So, like, if someone from here goes back home and they feel like it's an imposition, I think it's like...
Then you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah,
And then it's a relationship
no, but
issue.
see,
It's
but
not-
see,
it's
I understand
not-
what you're saying. I agree with
It's
you
not
because the
the
truth is
same.
that that Caucasian person has families too, right? Has brothers and sisters, and they see this thing as outsiders. You guys are fighting battles as married couples. The last thing you want is your mom and your dad saying, "Hey, and then his own parents and everything saying, "Hey."
That's why you have to know the person you're getting involved with.
So now
you
Wait.
have to know the family. It's
No.
also a personal
No, but
thing.
yes,
It's just you
yes,
can't
no.
generalize
And
it.
why?
You can't
No,
generalize
you can't
it.
call it stress. Look, this is what I have to say. If you want to be with someone, it is the responsibility of the person that you are with, and your responsibility to teach that person.
Yes.
And if the person truly wants to be with you, they will listen and
make
they
that
will
effort.
they will make the effort to learn what they need to do. Like it's like someone. If I marry someone now that's not from Yoruba now, and we're going to go see my parents, of course I expect the expectation is when you see my parents, I'm going to prostrate and greet my father. Are you not going to just say mommy hi? Because my parents won't talk to you in that. They won't talk to you. My dad will greet you. How you doing? I know. But the problem is when you've gone, they will now call me and say, okay, what kind of child are you? You know? So
whether we like it or not, it still has it still plays a fact.
But like, even if we're not dealing like with the bigger culture of things, two people, even from like both Yoruba land, they're still there.
Exactly.
So whatever you're
Different
doing,
states,
you're
because Yoruba is
trying
like
to
different
each
states,
other.
right? You're still like, my state we don't do this, but we do this in my state. So it's just
We have gone very far with this and race and culture. But I think all in all, like what we should take from this is the African culture is one that is deeply rooted in us. And in as much as we say, okay, we're in North America, we're in Canada, we can do this. I think to an extent, or like largely, our parents still have, or our culture still has a huge say or a huge part in when it comes to us choosing a life partner, or even because we can say, okay, one thing to date is another thing to marry, but we're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be playing, like why waste your time when you know it's not going to lead to anywhere. So I think our culture plays a huge role, and at the same time it's also an individual thing. We can't generalize. Like we're saying Americans, we're saying Westerns, we're saying Yoruba, Igbo, and or North. It's still that person. That family might not be the same. You still have families in the North that are Christians. So like it could be fine for she's a good example. It could be fine for some of them. So at the same time, we can't. I think it's just stereotypes. It's just stereotypes.
Yeah,
so
it is. Unfortunately,
we are the generation.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
the generation.
the question I actually wanted to ask is, what stereotypes have you heard? that.
That's
That,
another
no, wait,
topic.
what stereotypes have you heard about a certain race, a certain tribe?
Oh my
or
God, that's a
ethnicity
different-
that you have found to be wrong?
We'll do that later.
Oh,
Another time.
Yeah, but I have a question though on this same topic before we move into another topic. We can talk about that one another time. But I have a question. So like we keep saying our parents. By the special grace of God, we're all going to be parents, right?
Yeah.
Or except you don't want to have kids, that's your own decision. But my point is, I'm being respectful, right? But the point is, we're saying our parents now. So is this something we're going to pass on to our kids too and say, hey, you must marry someone from like the same, or is it going to be like, oh, you can marry?
No.
I feel like we will pass our own prejudices on to our children.
Yeah.
It may not be don't marry from this tribe, but there will be certain things that
Don't
we
bring
pass.
Asian home.
And it's
I
something
think don't bring Indian home. It's just
It's
like
something that we should be aware of, so that when we're teaching, we're conscious that this is what my kid might be learning. We have to be able to say, okay, I am showing you the principles, what I know, but then at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice. Next topic following this, we should talk about the different factors that play a role in these stereotypes that we have, right? So, but for this one, I think we've covered it.
We are simpatico.
You are shaded.
That's shit I was saying.
So at the end of the day, we can marry anywhere.
What she said was,
Yeah, the only one that has that
Everything is an individual. It depends on your.
At the end of the day, Bruce, we're going to support you. Your decision.
Whoever you decide to be, we are here for you.
We'll come for your wedding. It depends on your family. If your family is fine with it, then what?
But why is it your family that? Why does it have to be your family?
What about you?
What if you are happy in that
What about
relationship,
you?
but you can't be together because of
so
your
what
family?
so what is it then?
It's a collective decision. I don't want to say it's them or it's me. It's a collective.
So yes, but then somebody has to have a higher like.
Like you have to try and convince your family.
Yourself. The danger with listening to yourself is if you now have an issue.
They'll come and say,
It's all over.
Not to actually annoy our parents, or we can't. We're Africans, and we know your parents must not even say
culture,
something.
and then you
can't even. If not, they'll just disown you, and that one is another curse on its own.
No,
So
disowning is fine. It's the thing is
fine.
no, disowning is okay. They can't disown you and forget about it.
really?
Then she said
They will be
disown man.
angry.
Doesn't
They'll
mean
be
they disown
angry,
you.
but after a while, they will
I think
come.
it depends.
You,
Yeah.
don't they want to see their
Your
grandkids?
It just depends.
They want to see their
They have
grandkids
5
too now.
children. They have replacement grandkids.
I'm telling you.
Thank you guys for watching this episode, and
Subscribe and leave a
guys
comment.
had fun because we did. And thank you, Kemi, for joining us. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on topics you guys want us to talk about. If it's stereotypes, if it's divorce, and we hope to see you guys in our next video. Bye. This is just our opinion. We're Africans, and everyone is entitled to their opinion. But we're gonna say that we're not saying any race is bad, or we're not saying anything wrong about any race. It's just where we're coming from. It's our upbringing, and this is what we've been accustomed to. This is what we know. So, our viewers, we're not trying to say this is right, this culture is better than this. We're just saying this is what we're used to.
Use your phone.
It's Iyanya. I'm gonna go and me with your story, yo. And if you don't talk dollar, hold it, oh. Mama no call load me, I no be lorry, yo. And if you say you got dollar, show it.